My work as a multiple media manager has taken me into all kinds of places, has expanded my horizons, flown me into different exotic locations. You know, I've had clients over the years who have, involved me in all kinds of projects, in all kinds of circles that I wouldn't normally have found myself in, you know, as a local Brixtonite, really, in truth, you know, all over Europe and other places too, and when you go into these environments, you learn stuff, you see stuff, and it affects you and changes you in ways that you couldn't have imagined that it would. And that's all good because growth and development, is the making of you as a person. Your experiences make you into who you are. And if you stayed with the same kind of mindset that you had from back in the day, then really you've wasted a lot of your time here on the planet. So, through the years, not only on an international level, but on a local level, doing some of the jobs that you do as a multiple media manager, as a photographer or a videographer. I've worked on projects, local projects, protests as such, local news. And you get to understand and realize that local news equals politics. And that's the conclusion that I'm coming to, or I have come to over the years. Working on some of these local issues that affect people. Sometimes I know them, sometimes it's people or friends of friends. Housing issues. For example, there was a housing issue project that we worked on where a woman was getting evicted from a house, 2 children, and ended up being quite a big story, and the council didn't want to do anything, and it was causing stress, and nobody wanted to know. So, as a citizen journalist, if you like, I was asked to go around and highlight the issue. So we worked on that project, and in working on that and interviewing the woman, with her 2 children, and hearing the struggles that she had to go through, and how the councillors and the MPs just failed her miserably. That really opens your eyes. It really opens your eyes. And these are things that happen on a daily basis. I mean, regular. And if I wasn't in the position that I am in, being a multiple media manager, I wouldn't know some of this stuff, I worked on a project where we were looking at, they were closing down a local library as a protest. So I went down, this is a few years ago, went down, interviewed a few people. They had some protesters outside, people camping in the local library. The council wanted to close it down to turn it into I think it was a multi-gym or something for the influx of, well-to-do people who needed that local gym, because the library wasn't important anymore. And it had been there for all the years that I've been living in this area, And my understanding is libraries are for the people, You can't get rid of them. They're for the people, right? So in covering those kind of stories and going down, being involved, being invited in to the heart and hearing all of that kind of stuff, it has an effect on you over the years. It lays on your mind, and it helps you to form ideas about the environment and the society that you're living in, the local community, policing. We've done projects where we've gone down and filmed the police and how they are, handling, for want of a better word, the people in the area. We've had projects where we've looked at education. I've gone down to schools. We've done projects actually in the classes, you know, where we've engaged with the children, particularly what they call problem children, who the teachers cannot handle. And we've gone in and done classes in those schools, in various schools, and seen madness happening, you know? Absolute madness, frightening stuff that the masses of the people don't generally get to see. And, you know, it really lets you know in the position, or it lets me know in the position that I am in. It is very important to share some of this stuff because for the most part, people don't know what is going on. You know, the average person don't know about a lot of this stuff. You know, traders being closed down because their pitches are being, you know, made too expensive, and local shops. You know, we had a famous one with the Network Rail situation on Atlantic Road in Brixton, where shops had been there for like 30, 40, 50 years, who are now being priced out by the influx of people to the area that's basically, you know, bringing a lot of money in. So therefore the landlords now feel that it's okay to hike the prices. And all this is being done in cahoots with the local council, who we vote for. You know, some of this stuff is frightening. You know, it's eye-opening and frightening. But what I'm trying to say is it affects you in such a way that it forms you into who and what you need to be. Local news is politics. That's what I'm trying to say. Not this voting stuff that we do once every 4 years. That's part of politics, but local news is politics. Yeah? And doing the job of media, of, you know, giving out information, the oxygen of publicity, even on a citizen journalist level, is crucial. It's crucial. But at the same time, it's very hard to do in an unbiased way because you get affected by that stuff. If you're a human being, you will be affected by it. So it becomes difficult to give that information, to report on stuff that's happening in your environment that's going to affect you and your family. It's hard for you to now to report on it in a way that you don't give your own, you know, flavor and feelings and slant to. Yeah? And this is something that I think we should be doing more, and I expected us to be doing more on a citizen journalism level ever since, you know, technology became, you know, so inexpensive and everybody's got a phone that can film. You know, I expected to see more of this citizen journalism thing on a local level because we got the tech, right? It can be done. But for whatever reason, you know, we ain't doing it. You know, some of the stories, some of the things that are happening in our areas, the mainstream media will just bypass us. You will never hear about it if you're going to wait for mainstream. They're not interested, or so it appears. So mainstream media goes by us and we go by mainstream media. We bypass them because now we have this direct link using social media, YouTube and Facebook and whatever the latest social media channels are. We have this ability now to bypass mainstream, you know. But for whatever reason, we tend to use it, all this technology and all this power and, you know, opportunity to interact and to share. We tend to use it for stuff that does not make that much difference, doesn't make an impact. That is frustrating. So it just lets me know that, part of my role, part of my job, being a multiple media manager, being somebody who's focused on local news, somebody who's focused and interested in my environment, is to share that stuff, to share it, constantly share it, irrespective of whether people want to listen to it or watch it or comment on it. And it's hard to do that consistently and continuously year on year, but that is what I have to do. And mainstream media, another thing about them, right? Once you stumble on a topic that is a little hot potato topic, little local hot potato topic, they will fly down on that topic and just pluck it straight from your YouTube channel, and it will be on the news. They've done it to me quite a few times over the years. Certain issues that they weren't interested in covering, they had no interest in covering, and I've gone down and I've covered certain events only to be sat in front of the TV, and I'll hear this report come on and I'll be like, hold on, I've heard that somewhere before. It's a real strange feeling when you're watching the TV and then your footage, your content that you filmed, your interview, comes on the news. No one asked you. No one contacted you. They just pluck it straight off YouTube, straight onto BBC News at 10, News at 6, whenever. They pluck your content, man. Straight off your Facebook page. They plucked content off my Facebook page and it's ended up in a newspaper. Local newspaper. Straight. There was a shooting one day, last year, I think it was last year, and I was just walking by and the police were recording it off, and I took a picture with my phone, put it on my Facebook page. By the time I got home, it was on, I think it was on Evening News website. Picture, everything. Man, they're cold, man. They're cold. And the thing is, when they take your stuff, or with me, when they take it, they don't give you no credit. They don't mention you. They just pluck it, gone with it. Wow. Wow. Local news equals politics, and they recognize that. They're just not willing necessarily to put the effort in to go down and get that story. So they'll take it the best way they can get it, the easiest way they can get it off, people like me and others who do that kind of work. And it's not a problem really when you think about it. They're supposed to take the information and spread it far and wide. And that's my attitude. If they've taken it and they're going to spread it far and wide, then all good. But they could give you a little mention, right? They could give you a little phone call, say something. Hey, how you doing, sir? We noticed that you done this little recording. We'd like to use it on our channel. And to be fair, Channel 4 did that. They did call me one day. And they did do that. So props to Channel 4. But big BBC, some of them newspapers out there, damn. Local politics, local issues is politics. That's the point I'm trying to say. Yeah. Not election time. That's not the time to get into politics. Election time is the time to register your feeling based upon what has happened over 4 years in politics. And I think that's where some of us go wrong. Yeah? And I hear people talking about we've got to vote to stop so-and-so from getting into power. Yeah? But if voting to stop so-and-so from getting into power is empowering the people who are destroying your community in the first place, how do you win? What is the point in that? It makes no sense to me. And a lot of people, as I said, because I'm doing filming, I get to see this stuff. A lot of people don't know what's happening. I speak to a lot of people. I do exit polls and I interview people on the street. And a lot of the issues that have happened in the past year, much less 4 years, most people don't even know nothing about it. Not interested in it. You know? Don't know nothing about no housing. Only care about themselves. And that is a big problem, where we only care about ourselves. That's a big problem, man. It comes back to that engagement thing that I was speaking about a few weeks back. You know, we see people protesting and we just walk on by. Nothing to do with me. What they protesting about, me no know. Me no care. It's not my group. Ain't my people. And when it comes and bites us, that's when we want people involved. That's when we want people to engage now, because it's us. Man. Local issues equals politics. And local issues shapes politics. And local issues should inform us about the state of the people that we vote for. That's what we should be doing, and that's what how we should be seeing it, engaging it. Man, it's a serious, serious thing. It's a serious, serious thing, man. It's very sad. We need to get involved on a local level. Yeah? We need to get involved, man. Some of these protests, we need to find out what is actually going on and what they're about. We may not be interested, but everything is connected. We need to be active. Activate ourselves. Not just step up once every 4 years to put an X in a box and then go back to sleep for the next 4 years. Man. It's sad.